round. And you can see 3 players already stacking themselves up onto B site as well. As we look at the mini map, some flashes are going to pop over, and that will cause a little bit of trouble for the defenders. They have to pull back themselves. Snow gets taken down there, and also Ollie, in fact, as well with fire. OB's just in a position where he can't really hold. It's untenable in that place, but he can't move out from it. And the retake comes in, but it's swiftly taken down. Oh, Dynamo. Oh, Dynamo. Okay, right. Yeah, I agree with you now. This kid's something to watch for definite. That was 2 sick headshots back to back. But Spread will finish the round out, and it will go 1-0 to... Wow, yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Dynamo is just absolutely unreal with some of those flicks that he can pull off. He pulled off an amazing P250 flick on Inferno in the first game on Friday, and it was just unreal. So certainly watch that. Going to be following him a lot in this game.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you look at the amount of pressure he's under at that point, and he's still able to hold control and be like, right, okay, I need to take 1, I need to take 2, and then potentially the retake is there for me. The other players are damaged. I know that from the other CT players that are on site. How damaged, we don't really know, of course, because you can't check that when you're dead in this level or in this type of game. But at the same time, he knows that people have been hit, so he potentially could go for the retake. That boost is in place. No shots being laid out just as of yet. And we'll see CTs coming through that main door, but they will get swept down by that AK and that 10 fire. On the left with Pete out. Oh, Pete will get the first. Not a lot of damage laid out on the T's, so they're going to be very aggressive and greedy. They want to get that AK. And they will succeed in doing so as Spread manages to close the round out. We go 2-0.
Yeah, another quick round. Yeah, it was a great boost. That was unreal from Esports Wales. They had the read on that round, and sadly it didn't pay off for them. But
yeah, with a situation like that, you're on the back foot already because you're on pistols anyway. You're relying more or less on the loss income to come in from that round anyway. So, you're going to try and get as many picks as you possibly can. They did well to get picks, as we can see the economy damage is there now with the 2 Mac 10s coming out on Vec and Paul. But realistically, at the same time, you want to do a little bit more with that boost. The intel screen can land a couple of headshots, do it. Snow will get 1, but Paul will retort. But Obi's there to actually back him up and gets the kill onto the aggressive player there. They push down on the site. Now Bomb tries to go down. Obi will get 1, but he is taken down by Spread, and Matthew will drop Obi as well. Dynamo just peeks himself out at the right time. Puts himself in a good position now to take this site down, and he will do indeed. That headshot coming in and connecting through his M4. That was a very nice round for Esports Wales. In fact, they made good use of the money there, in all fairness to them.
Yeah, the positioning that I think it was Obi that was on the site had, playing behind that central pillar, just managing to avoid the flashes that were coming in from the T side was just absolutely critical in that situation. Manages to get the 1 frag and do some major damage onto the second T pushing player, which essentially gave, I think it was Snow, who was on sandbags, the opportunity to get the second frag.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a B player holding deep at that point, because you can either go where we see Ollie now with barrels, or you can continue to hold pillar. Pillar is such a dangerous one to hold, and the take-off pushes there. Then we'll take down... Oh, sorry, we take down by Ollie, and it just knocks up. Knocks coming in here. Oof, Dynamo. Okay, then. Dynamo just finishing off Vec there. That kills any kind of attack that we see coming onto B site. Matthew now is just trying to play the slow game with that deagle, but he does look as though he has a player behind him. In fact, Pete is there from... Oh, that's coming out through doors. Is he going to be able to get the kill? Oh! Maybe not. It's a good kill there from Matthew, actually. And he's doing the right thing, in all fairness. I'd be sprinting as fast as I possibly can to get myself over towards, playground, hit marker, those kind of areas, to get myself away from any kind of danger of losing that M4. His team are on the back of a round loss as it is anyway, and we can see that they are going to get some kind of money from this round now, but not a huge amount, and that M4 will definitely come in favour as we head into round 5.
It looks like he might actually be trying to get a pick here. Dynamo's reading it, though.
Done. Yeah. That was a silly play.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went for that, but we were saying in the warm-up that Matthew did have some nice deagle shots, and it shows that he can do it in-game as well as just in the warm-up, so that's going to be exciting to see if he pulls out the deagle in some further rounds. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on him.
You can see, though, from what I was saying a few moments ago, the economy's not there now for them, and that M quite handy to bring into this round. It'd be nice to work it into the opening picks if they were taking the side, but they don't have that anymore now. They're stuck with blocks. They do have a couple of flashbangs to work in with Q's at the end.
Lovely Molotov.
Spray will come in. Dynamo just stopping any form of attack here.
Ooh.
Oh, unlucky. Yeah, I mean, he's got a 3-piece, but he's so heavily damaged. He can't really hold that protection any further. He needed backup in the form of Ollie, who was sorry, he was definitely sprinting to his aid, but not quick enough, unfortunately. 3-man retake. It seems likely here from Esports Wales they'll take the side, given the amount of damage that's been laid out to the T side. Oh, snow. Nice retake there.
Nice and simple. Yep.
Yeah, didn't make too much of a fuss over things. Didn't really push themselves into positions that were untenable. They knew what they needed to do, and they needed to do it smartly. Which, you know, you've got to pick that opening man up. Q's at the end is in a position on close left where he can play anchor, but he needs more than one player there to be with him so he can play anchor effectively. Very stressful being the last man standing, and all your teammates are watching you.
Yeah, definitely, but I don't think there was much in that situation that he could have done except from try and delay the plant, and that's what he tried doing, but didn't play out for him.
No, exactly. You need utility in that sort of position if you're last man standing. Maybe to perhaps slow that defense. Slow the attack onto site. But even then, he's in a position where that molly is so difficult to get it on top of the track of Optimus. It's very difficult to get it from that position, or land it first time at least anyway. But one plant went in, so they're going to get some money out of that. You see AKs have been bought by the entirety of the T side. Esports Wales doing a really weird spread in fact of players, but I like it nonetheless.
An interesting setup they've got going for them, isn't it?
It's super aggressive on that A side, at least anyway.
Yeah.
Super aggressive. E side defense, they're going to lay a little bit of damage onto spread, but there's too much sent back in their direction, so they're going to have to pull themselves back a little bit here. Side gets one, but he's too deep there, and he does get taken down in the end. Snow just tapping at people and managing to get himself two, but he'll get reported before getting the kill onto him. Spread getting Ollie. Dynamo's there to help out though, and he will actually take Spread down in the end. And it's now a 2v1, and Esports Wales have good positions here to be able to stop the push onto site. And again, as you said, Dynamo is the danger player, and he is in a very nice position to hear that plant. Peath, out of position, down to 1 HP. Plant comes in, and you can see Dynamo sneaking up through that smoke, getting himself into a position where he perhaps could catch the back of Porth. I think me and you're in the same position here, Jake. Use Peath as a player that potentially could take the first hit.
Doesn't need to.
Never mind, actually. Didn't need to yet.
Dynamo doing what Dynamo does.
Yeah, exactly. Just managing to clutch himself out a nice easy win on that round. And what makes it even more mental for me is the fact that, as you said, he's IGLing
yep.
while doing this. That's insane.
Unreal player is Dynamo. But Peter nearly getting caught out. But managing to stay alive and give Dynamo that extra round.
I mean, the intelligence that he's feeding into him by saying, I'm down to 1 HP, but there's a guy definitely after. I say monster back in series towards Pillar. That's brilliant info for Dynamo, and it means he can push up through that smoke as well. It means he can take that little bit more of an aggressive step forward, which is exactly what you want to see from a player like Dynamo, in fact.
I like how Arctic have now switched to a more passive hold on this T side. They're not rushing in as much as they were in the
I
first few
think
rounds.
I think they've sensed what you and I have sensed is the amount of aggression in Esports Wales holds on sites. They can take advantage of that aggressiveness. Maybe not so much on the A site now, purely because we can see we've got AWP there as well to kind of cover, the top end of long boost and bench in that direction. But at the same time, that A hold has come all the way back onto site. Look at how aggressive Dynamo was playing in the last round. He's more or less the other side of the toilets towards mid.
Seems as though they've got a very good read on this Esports Wales, and it's amazing how well this is actually playing off for them. They've got 3 players stacked, and it's exactly where this hit is coming from Arctic.
Yeah. Oh, Dynamo.
The line up! Oh, Dynamo.
Oh, no. It was a little bit too much to ask for the ace. That spray down with the 3 connecting shots, that is just
beautiful.
That's what you want to see from a player like him. That is just insane. The fact that he switched to USP rather than trying to back himself up into a corner and reload.
He wanted that ace.
Yeah, he really wanted it. I can't really blame him, to be honest. Me as a player, I'd be like, oh damn, I got 4 kills. All right, I'm gonna back myself up and off myself to get the reload on. I'm gonna go looking for that 5th. But I am, yeah. Oh, Obi. Very unlucky there. You managed to get a connecting headshot onto Q's at the end, but Ollie and Dynamo there to try and back him up. B side plan has been pushed and planted.
Team damage coming in there, yep.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, you're going to see a little bit of that. Unfortunately, the confusion and chaos of having 2 random T players on site is going to be a little bit of a weird one, but Obi managing to delay it enough to get those recall players back in to help with him too.
Something that I have just realised, Dynamo, 17 kills to 4 deaths. A 4.3 kill death ratio. What is this man on? This is unreal. Check his CSGO files.
Yeah, Word.exe. We all know the fateful story of Optic India. But yeah, no, he's a very nuts player indeed. Far better than I will ever be at the grand old age of 31, going into 32 years old in CSGO.
He's getting caught out, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe being a little bit too aggressive now. Taking their chances, pushing themselves a little bit too far onto side, but you're going to be like that, though. I mean, there's 6-2 up at the end of the day. You've got money for days as well. Dynamo is the only player that doesn't really have a lot of cash. It will be okay, maybe not so much as much money as you'd probably like to, but at the same time, they got a little bit of cash spread. But you got to remember, this T side, they're going to have loss bonus. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're on 4 losses. Yeah, so they're 3,400 with a loss. So they can afford to push AKs like they are right now onto B site. But they do have to for math.
Oh, Obi.
Gets 1, gets 2.
Down to Dynamo.
Yeah, the footsteps. Oh, that was a nice headshot.
Oh, Dynamo again.
Well. This man. Jeez.
What a clutch.
4.8 KD ratio, 180 ADR, and we're only 10 rounds in.
This man is on simple levels.
Yeah, he's just shredding players left, right, and centre. And again, it's what you want to see.
Exactly what you want to see coming out from this Esports Wales side. And I'm wondering what Arctic Uprise can actually do to stop the force that is a Dynamo right now.
It's going to get to the point where they're going to focus him completely and just try and shut him down. But the thing is, you look at the positions he's playing and where he's playing from. They don't really have an option of shutting him down. You know what I mean? Because he's backed up by 2 CT players every single time.
Not even that. He's changing position every round.
Yeah.
Currently, he's pushing connector. Last round, he was holding A passive.
Oh, he's going to get caught out here, I think.
Yeah.
Peaky will do, yeah. Relax it back a little bit now. I mean, you are pushing sort of round after round in their direction, but at the same time, he's still got 4 players stacked up that are ready to receive on both sides, but we do see a further up player, which I believe is the form of Teeth.
Yep, he's watching this angle. He's heard the scope. He's just waiting for the angle. But look at these players coming in from behind. They're not even going to check to the left of bathrooms, and this is just going to allow Pete to get a free kill here. He's being cocky. He gets the kill with the
He
needle.
gets the kill. He deserves that. I'm not going to lie to you.
But he's now going to run into the rest of the team.
It's close to compensate to that, isn't it? He deserves that kill. He worked hard to get it, and then instantly turns his back on 3 approach and sees. Not the best, unfortunately, but at the same time, damage is being dealt. Obi does get left as the last man standing. He's not in an ideal position at toilets. He can retake from toilets, but there is an anchor man again in the form of Matty, I believe that is, in fact, who's playing quite deep down on long A. Good intelligent play there by Matty.
Oh,
jeez. Matty gets rid of the AWP, first and foremost. It's a good play by that. He wants to make sure that there's no possible way that Esports Wales can retain that AWP going into the next round. Because they already know the money's going to be damaged a little bit on some of the players, at least they make from buy-in after buy-in after buy-in. So it's a good intelligent play. It's not really much you can really do as an Esports Wales player then at that point. It's a good defense and a good hold from Arctic. We're now down to an eco round for Esports Wales, and they are still pushing quite aggressive on B site, leaving Dynamo completely on his own at A site.
With the way he's playing, they're confident to do that. They're not worried. Like, you do your own thing. We'll try and do something on the other side of the map, and do something they might.
Yep.
Obi goes down, but they do get a weapon out of it.
Yep. Peg will get the first, but at the same time, he's been pushed by 4 CT players at that point. Okay, all pistols, no armor, fair enough. Yeah, this can do a lot of damage, but his spray control is going to be bang on to make sure you can connect those shots. Players, and it's just not there. Dynamo will get picked up by QZAN, and it's an entire push now onto A site, and they've got players already deep in A. Ollie, very nice kill there onto QZAN. Working that AK up into spot.
It's a second.
Down as well. Yeah.
This is doable for Esports Wales now.
Definitely is. We need to keep that. Oh,
Heath, that's just showboating now, Pete.
It is indeed. They know where he is.
Ooh.
Okay, Ollie, you need to get it. You won't. A lot of team damage being laid out there by Ollie. I understand why he wants to secure the kill, but the AWP isn't actually picked up there. Did you catch that right at the end?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
that's
timeout coming out, it looks like.
Yep.
Possibly in the form of Esports Wales to figure out what's suddenly changed and going wrong for them.
They definitely need to take a breather.
Yeah, after that amazing 5-round run, or was it 7?
No, 5. I think it was 5 because they won 1, then Arctic came back with 1. Then they won like 2. No, it might have been 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think it
5 or 6.
Nice round run. So obviously the blood's pumping. They're a little bit hyped up, so they've got to sit back, calm themselves down, and actually talk over a game plan. But this CT side is looking a hell of a lot more confident than their CT side on Inferno from Friday evening. They're actually, you know, they've actually looked like they've gone away. They've watched the demo. They've realised what they were doing wrong, and they've actually took something away from it, which I'm very happy to see.
Matthew managed to get 1 there, but he'll get returned by Ollie. Ollie actually gets taken down in the end by Vac as well, so it's not the best of trades there, unfortunately, but the trade is there nonetheless, and Ollie and Obi kind of succumbing to their wounds in the end. Vac touched at all by that interaction between our CTs and Ts. And that forces now Esports Wales to perhaps take a more defensive stance on B and A site. Dynamo just playing his own game. He's all the way up. He's up towards Connector, in fact, I think. No, he's actually towards Squeaky. Sorry, I do apologise.
He had the player on one. He had the read on one of Arctic being there, but he's going to hear the footsteps running away. Maybe I think he's just out of range. Paul has just got away with that, but I think he's got an inkling as to what's going on here. Dynamo, this could be huge. The timing on this, he's going to catch the bomb. They don't have the bomb. No, Dynamo, the wrong time. He still manages to get the kill. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Now Pete on the site alone. Dynamo, it's all down to you once again.
Bomb's there, so he can quite easily hold this back. He just needs to wait a second. That fake flash will come out, but Spread's too clever and doesn't actually fall for it, and you'll get the kill in the end. That was a very nice play there from Dynamo to sneak up all the way around the back of themselves into an act. Work yourself into an act. You can get the read on players and where that bomb is. But I don't know what happened with CT site and whether with B site, sorry, from the CT holders, whether or not they pushed up a little bit too aggressive once that bomb was seen. Because don't forget, we still have players that were down in towards Monster, down in tracks essentially, waiting to be able to push. Ali was the position that Dino was in, so he's in a good, healthy position to hold that bomb, but he needs to make sure that the real players are kind of helping him out and putting him in an advantage position. It is what it is. We'll head into round 13, however, and it's pistol round for Esports Wales, and you can see they're super aggressive, kind of just flowing completely over the top of Fountain and Playground and now down into Connector. Dino was in Connector at least anyway. The rest of his bodies are making their way back up to A Short, Flowers and Optimus. Ethan Dynamo though left behind, and that is
doing work. Doing work.
That's 2 big kills there, really big kills. That literally forces now Spread to be able to push himself into a different place to kind of watch the angle.
Oh!
And that is an unbelievable headshot there.
All down on Paw. 1v5 situation.
Get one. I don't think he's going to get them all. No, Ollie's there to finish him off. He said team talk worked at least anyway. It took a round ready for it to kind of hit them and figure out what they need to do going forward.
That was an entire pistol round that came from.
Yep.
Pistol round, no utility, upgraded pistols, couple of deagles, and I think a CZ, and unreal aim with the deagles that these boys have.
That's a very nice pistol round coming in from them. And I mean, that is actually what you want to... You want that now to lead into your final couple of rounds on the first half of this map. Puts Esports Wales in a position where they can feel a little bit more confident, can feel a little bit more aggressive if they need to. Like we saw in the first 5 rounds they won in succession. And we can see it now already. They're already pushing players out. They're trying to get them into a nice position where they can watch those angles, cover those ankle points, and kind of read what Arctic are looking to do in this map. I'm really interested to see what Esports Wales can offer now as they switch it into the second half.
Yeah,
if their CT holds or anything to stand by, at least anyway, it should be a very aggressive second half of this map.
This timing could play off badly for Ollie. Jumps off the boost as that player is about to start pushing the connector. And Snow is actually taking down Keys out to ZAN. Wow, this... Oh. Oh, wow.
Spread. He's there, gets one. He needs support though. And support you will have in the form of Dynamo, but a little bit too late, unfortunately. As Pete and Dynamo now look to try and hold. Dynamo actually getting taken down there. And that orb is very handy to take into the final round if they can. Pete, don't be aggressive, you'll drop the bomb carrier. It's just Matty left alive now with Pete. Watch it! Oh, what a kill! Okay, very happy with that.
The no scope.
Yeah. Pete's been like showboating for the last 3 or 4 rounds, playing around with his deagle, getting headshots with it, and then no scoping like that. It's such a like that's a close moment right there. You know?
He's playing to the Pete hype in the chat. Ever since Friday evening, everyone's been hyping up Pete. So I think he's playing exactly to that. He loves it, and it's seems to be playing off well for him. As we're seeing a quick round coming in from Arctic onto the B bomb site here. Esports Wales are not set up for this.
They're not indeed, but Ollie's there, standing by to receive. You'll get the first 2. Lands a little bit of damage on the point, but this B site is taken. Dynamo and Pete now last men left alive. Let's 2v2. They could quite easily retake this from both positions. We have one man who is in water. And one man who is up top. That man is the former Petey. He's actually out already on the site. He needs to spot that action man that's underneath. Okay, that's good incendiary work that is right there. Okay, good smoke on the site. We'll get... No! He does it.
7 health.
How do you even do that?
I think Arctic are going to watch this VOD back and be like, are you kidding me? Did that just happen?
How do you even get away with that? Like, someone needs to buy that man a new chair, because I'm almost positive that they don't fit on his chair anymore. And if you know what I'm on about, that is like, that's huge goal-ace moments right there. Just stick it and be like, you know what? Wherever that was happens, I'm sticking this bomb as much as I possibly can. That man's got huge, just huge. I'm not going to say anything else.
Huge cojones. Put it that way.
That. Yeah.
I hate how the scoreboard resets on ESEA.
Yeah, definitely the same. But at the same time, we know that that was quite a heavy round already for both Pete and Dynamo as well.
Oh, there we go. It's back.
Oh, match live. We're back. Yeah, there you go.
This is absolutely an amazing game for the Esports Wales side so far. They're actually showing a lot of improvements from their game on Friday night, and I hope their T side is also going to be similar standard to how they've been playing so far.
I think everyone's seen that meme of Simpsons when it's like, stop it, he's already dead. This is literally what's playing through my mind right now as I'm watching this Esports Wales side.
Quite a passive hold coming out from Arctic here. Giving up the site straight away. Yeah,
pretty much. They've got no anchor mount top either. Obviously, Paul can see the cross. That flashbang comes in just a second too late to stop the
Ollie
right across.
That was dirty.
Okay, Ollie. Yeah.
Oh, and again!
Oh my god. Ollie just... Ollie
I caught both of those as well. Oh.
That was a huge round.
Great start to the T side, and I think if that's the way they're going to continue, then this game might be in the bag for Esports Wales, but let's see what Arctic might be able to pull out the bag to actually counter what Esports Wales are bringing to this game, and so far they haven't managed to do that.
Do you know what? I actually put off going to the gym tonight, but this might finish so quickly that I can just go to the gym after this game, if I'm honest with you.
Well, you certainly have a lot of time.
Yeah, no, definitely I will. So, OB. Come on, OB. Just keep pushing. You need it. That nade is very nice on the site, but it does a little bit of damage to OB's. Snow peeking under that smoke grenade. Jack does hear the guy reloading to his right-hand side. He's going to call out some intel to the rest of the team, and that deagle shots from Matty. They landed in the end, but it took too long to get there. And now we have Dynamo and Pete. The Wonder Duo left the hold, and there's a lot of damage dealt on the CT all the time. Oh, that reload timing. He's not got time.
Nope.
Pete did right then. I like that play. I mean, he's basically stopping that diffuse from happening first and foremost, and he's ensuring that he's putting so much pressure on Arctic that he can't. The guy's got no chance of being able to defuse, basically, because he's making so many different noises from that side that he's just got no real option. Very nice play, in fact, indeed, and we go into what 12-5 now into round 3 of the second half.
Looking very good and confident from the Esports Wales side right now, and Arctic just are not able to find anything to slow down the brain that
Dynamo,
is
though.
Esports Wales. And yeah,
Dynamo is just pushing solo basically all the way down, and he wants to clear those men out of the right hand possibly can. Water is his objective by the looks of things, but he'll stop and take QZA and down at the same time. Paul will get the first and second, but Dynamo there to retort. Oh, he's actually taken down the end by Vec. Some big trades there coming in from Arctic. In fact, no, just making good use of the timing there from Vec as he has his eyes in the opposite direction, and he will get the drop onto him. Bomb is picked up here by Pete and Snow. Both of these guys can make a decision now to go either side in reality. Obviously, we do have quite a heavy defense there onto B side already, with Matty and Spread just stacking up, expecting the push to come onto that area, and it looks as though it will do in the end.
But that peak's eluded them.
Yep, it has indeed.
They're rotating away already. This is dire for Arctic right now. Esports Wales are going to be walking into an empty site, and they're going to get a free plant, no damage done to them. Just able to set up in post plant, and just relax.
Yeah,
Wait until the rotations come in.
I mean, Matty does have a spot where he can kind of, he could get down there quite quickly, but no, they're way too aggressive on top now. In fact, and they do actually. Well, even looking at Esports Wales, they do have some post-plant utility to use as well in the form of a smoke and a flashbang. That bomb will go down, and the mistake has already been realised by Arctic as they start to push themselves back on towards B site. Some flashes coming in here from this side. Oh, Snow unlucky there from him. Spread managing to make short work of him with that MP9. PT gets one in return, basically.
I think he got a little bit confused in that smoke there.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting the cover man to be that as quite close as he possibly was. Obviously, if you're a player, you're expecting that cover man to be towards barrel side, perhaps, and maybe covering the ramp from pit up into barrels. So you've got a clean view straight down in towards sandbags from that position, but it's being that close, you can understand from either perspective. Pistol round coming out here. We've seen that Esports Wales are already quite strong on their pistol rounds, pushing forward here. No holds barred. On will get dropped by 4. Will also switch round and take out 4 players back to back and gets the ace. Arctic there having a huge round, but a pistol round nonetheless from Esports Wales. So nothing, not a huge round in the sense of like, wow, that's going to be a game changer. But at the same time, that's going to put Poor on a bit of a high going into the next round, into round 5.
Yeah, and they have the money and all of the utility to actually take into this round. Arctic do, and Esports Wales are taking a timeout. They're just discussing what they're going to do, and it looks like they're going to be going full upgraded pistols with some utility to try and get another round in the bag to see what they can do moving forward with any economy they do actually gain out of this round, which, as we've seen earlier on, they can do some mad things with these pistols. So
yeah, they can indeed. But I think the weird thing about that situation, going 5-man deep and just taking that ace out, it puts Arctic in a position now where they know that Esports Wales are going to be reeling and taking a lot of damage on the corner. They're on pistol run last time round. They didn't get any damage. They didn't get anything at all realistically out of that last round. So the money is not going to be there for them into round 5. But there's not really a lot that Esports Wales can do with upgraded pistols. We've seen them do quite a lot of damage with it, winning 1 round out of the last first half. That ace is definitely going to leave a lasting mark on Esports Wales. Dynamo will get 1, but Matty's there to retort and gets 2 dropped in return before Ollie manages to plant a nice deagle shot into the side of his head. 3v3 now. They do have a little bit more time here. They got some weapons, in fact, as well, after picking up from Matty and Spread. It looks as though the rotate has been called in, so they can head back down towards B side. Jake, I know you're a player yourself, obviously, and you actually played for Esports Wales for a bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
What would you be doing in this situation as a Esports Wales player, coming in the back of 3-round loss, needing that big moment, needing that big kind of decision to be made to try and push on to a site?
Well, I think Dynamo definitely did the right thing with taking a timeout before this round in order to actually collect the thoughts of the team, maybe take a little bit of inspiration and figure out what the team wants to do. But I think he made the right call to push that mid, because they haven't really had any presence towards mid in this half, and so far it's worked out for them as they do manage to get 2 weapons, as Poor takes a lovely shot onto Pete. As the bomb goes down, Snow actually gets that down without any real actual contest from the CTs.
I don't think they let them take the plant down. Not to stop it. Poor managed to see 3 heads pop up, and Poor just goes huge again into this round. Poor sees the 3 heads pop up on ramp, so he knows already that it's going to be a 3-man push from one direction. So they haven't really got to watch out for anything different. They just can stay in position. They can hold and wait for that push to come through in. They don't really make anything of that push. in the sense of like they don't really react to it in time. Yeah, they take a player down, but that bomb plant is given away for free almost.
That gives Esports Wales the economy they need to actually get a full buy and full utility into this round. And this might be the revival Esports Wales need, having all of that firepower behind them.
A smoke grenade is going to stop the push up from upper tunnels into fountain and playground area. This defense by Arctic's kind of weird as well. Their B-side defense is so like reserved. They're so far back. They do have a man stacked up close, which is Paul, but he hasn't really got an angle to watch. He's just there for audio, and that's it. So he's there to listen out for water. He's there to listen out for like your potential attackers coming from that direction. But in reality, he can't do anything to stop them from coming in that direction unless he jumps up, which we can see now he has done. But their defensive B site is quite reserved.
Yeah, I think the main reason for that is because every single round we're seeing Matthew taking a lot of map control up on Fountain. He's getting no challenge, so he's got all that information straight away at the start of the round. So they'll just be like, okay, we'll sit back and wait for them to push because it's most likely going to be B. But as we see now, the rotation has come in for Esports Wales, and they are just testing this A bomb site, and Matthew is testing them back, and he's saying, okay, you want to bring the fight, let's do it.
They've taken way too many losses on the push onto A side there.
And it seems as though Arctic may have found the answer to actually quell this Esports Wales side. I think that's four or 5 rounds on the run now for Arctic here in this round, in this half. Yeah,
definitely. And the economy tells a bigger story than the rounds. You know, Esports Wales, they're on loss bonus 4 right now. So, you know, they're going to get 3,400 with a round loss, but at the same time, they don't really have the money to spread out as much as they'd probably like to. Pete will take a lot of damage as he pushes through the fire and the flames. That's going to give a lot of audio cues to the CT defenders on B side. That affords the rest of the CT defenders up on A to push quite aggressive. But we can already now see them rotating back to get themselves into positions where they can potentially help the retake onto B. Or they'll take on OB to begin with, and spread actually gets Pete in the end. Dynamo actually picking up Vec there as well. He's left now in a 3v4. Dynamo with a dreaded AK, so he can definitely do some work in that.
They don't know he's on barrels.
Poor just clearing house. And Spread's there to help him out. They split the kills between the two of them, 3 and 2 on each.
I'm unsure as to how Barrels was left so long unchecked, because Poor had actually had 2 kills on the initial entry from Esports Wales. Maybe a bit of miscommunication coming out, yeah?
I mean, the smoke on Pillar kind of blocks his vision of it, so I'm assuming he would have thought, well, no one's going to go there if it's smoked out. They're not going to be able to see us push up from ramp. But you don't really take a chance like that. You know, you check every potential angle.
Esports Wales just continuously going back to this B bomb site, even though they're having no luck. They're having nothing going their way in this bomb site whatsoever. They're going to be pushing it again. Ollie now at the front of the stack.
We'll get one. Vec actually scoped out and then scoped back in just at the right time there. He'll manage to pick up one, but he'll get returned. Paul actually then going huge and stopping the push from Pete from sandbags. 3 men now pushing up on pillars. The bomb is still in hand with Dynamo. They get dropped in by Paul. Obi's got a lot of damage dealt to him, and Paul will just slap him with a few shots to finish him off. Snow finally taking Paul down. In fact, he's quite a danger man now as we head the second half, but he's already hit way too much and will get taken down in the end by Matty, I believe that was.
We were talking in the first half about how Dynamo was popping off, but Paul on the Arctic side is actually also popping off. He's overpassed Dynamo now, is 34-16, and that's just absolutely unreal that these 2 top fraggers are almost battling out this game alone.
Yeah, definitely, and the KD ratio kind of says it all when you look at the KD ratio 4.5. Dynamo now dropping down to 1.14. In fact, it's almost like it's too much to ask for at the moment. But
how is Spread still alive?
Yeah, I don't get that either, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like it's too much to ask for Esports Wales to be able to push onto the site without losing people so early on in silly situations. But we're now left with, Snow and Peace to try and make this work. That smoke will help cover the close side of A. Peace a little bit too much there. Snow will actually drop down poor in the end, but he is so low HP, he doesn't really have a lot to work with, unfortunately. With two full health Arctic players, with utility as well on both. It's not really looking good at the moment for Snow.
He does have an option to rotate away, albeit slowly.
Yeah, I mean, 35 seconds left on the clock.
Be very tight.
Yeah, now he's got no choice.
The timing.
Nice. Very nice kill there, and you get the bomb plants. That's good money for Esports Wales coming in, but Vec is there to finish this round out for him.
He had no chance of getting away from that, although it would have been lovely because it would have been an ace for Snow. He actually had 4 kills going into that final 1v1 in that situation.
I said it before and I'll say it again, it's always the worst feeling ever when you're the last man standing and you've got 4 players watching you, and God knows now how many people are watching the stream in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
The bomb plant's going to help the economy. That's the positivity thing to take out from that. It wasn't the best push onto A by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But they got the job done, however dirty it may have been done.
One thing that I've noticed on this T side for Esports Wales is they haven't pulled out an AWP in any of these rounds from what I've seen.
No.
Admittedly, they haven't had the best economy. Ooh, Obi. Getting a little bit lucky with that smoke, but still gets the frag, and Snow with a lovely pick onto mid. Taking down Spread out of position and rotating away almost, I think he was there.
Yeah, he was up on toilet. I think he was just playing ear shot to see if he could peek out and smack someone, and I think he may have hit a little bit too much on his keyboard, or he'd done something, but definitely out of position there because it dropped him off that little peeking spot. Long A is the call for the rest of us T's as they push up. There are a few CT players there standing by ready to receive the form of
they actually have a perfect read on this. All 3 CTs are here. I don't think Esports Wales are going to expect all 3 of them to be on this bomb site.
No, definitely not. Vec just slapping Obi in the head there with the SG. Paul's in a good position, but Pete will take them back in the end. Oh, the lineup there from Paul. 1v1. He hears the footsteps. You can definitely know that he's in offense.
Oh.
And he'll get the headshot. That was very nice play there from Pete.
Could be the round that Esports Wales need to get their confidence back up and take this game by the scruff of the neck and get some rounds under their belt and stop the train that was Arctic.
Yeah, something's got to break, and I think that was the round that could break it. The economy is still there for Arctic, though. You've got to admit that. They're going to come up with a full stack of infos and full utility for all. So it's going to be a bit of a ropey one going into this 11th round. 12-13 now in Esports Wales' favour.
The timing. Oh, Pete.
It's just so out of position there for Spread. He's pushed himself a little bit too far out to see if he can get a better angle onto Park. Playground even. Park is the old school call out. That flashbang is there. You get one Ollie will pick up back though, and it's a good trade off. Paul still playing like super aggressive on B side.
I like to see that Peath has actually picked up the AWP of Spread now and is using it to scout out a little bit of information towards this A bomb site. He's been solely playing towards this A bomb site on the T side, and it's actually been playing off really well for him. He's actually been doing a really good job of it. And
I think I haven't got the read on this either.
They're rotating over to the B bomb site.
They're expecting that push onto B. That's happened so many rounds.
Now that they've got the information, now they're instantly rotating, and they can hear the footsteps. They know what's coming, but Esports Wales need to get this bomb down quickly.
Ollie will do it. He will manage to get the bomb plant down. snow.
Lovely positioning.
Just chilling. Yeah, waiting. I'm gonna wait here. I know you're in. The retake is in and QZA and will drop snow. Ollie will also get picked up by Paul, and it's now 2v2 with damage being dealt quite heavily on
Peath. That's a big miss from Peath coming out, and that's actually the round gone.
That's a very nice retake from Arctic.
Peath could have actually saved that round. He had a very clear shot onto Paul, but sadly his crosshair wasn't on the mark, and essentially that miss actually gifts the round to Arctic, sadly. Very close game, this. I like it. It was... we were joking about how quickly it was going in the first half, but now I'd like to see that Arctic have actually done something to pull it back, and...
They must have had a chat in between the first half and the second half. They haven't really got a lot of time to chat about it, but at the same time, they must have had a conversation themselves going, right, okay, we need to make a change here.
It's almost coming back to the same thing as to what happened on Friday. Esports Wales went into the second half with a good lead, but it seems to have fallen down going into the second half again. It's a very strange phenomenon to see as Obi gets a nice pick onto QZAN. They're checking these angles well this time, and they actually take the B-bomb site with not much damage done onto them. Say that as Snow goes down to 16 HP. Let's see what Pete can do with this AWP. He was watching upper, but backs off now as he's not seeing anyone challenge him. But I wonder, is this an early save coming out from Arctic?
Yeah, I think this is an early save. They're pushing all the way back up the east side. I'd imagine they're going to probably start heading towards long A to get themselves a bit of a distance.
Looks like it is, especially with the economy that they have right now. They can't really afford to lose the weapons that they have.
No, exactly. And you look at the loss bonus again that Esports Wales have. They have the money to push players out and try and get those kills. You don't want, you don't want to lose an AWP in this sort of scenario. You don't want to lose an M4 in this sort of scenario from the CT perspective. 13-14 into round 13.
Now, Esports Wales have 2 rounds to secure. Well, need to win 2 rounds to secure this map. Do you think they're going to be able to do it within the next 2 rounds, or are we going to see the defense that Arctic have already been putting up actually continue to go on?
So my reading at the moment is, if you look at the that we can see for Arctic so far, they're all down to they have no money whatsoever. Esports Wales pull this rudder at the back, it's game over for me for Arctic. They have no money to take into the next round, so they have to win this round. If they don't win it, there is no money. There is nothing for them to buy back and be able to get themselves into a better position. So this could be a huge gamble from Arctic buying so heavily into this round. It could pay off, it could not pay off. But we all know, and we've seen it in the first half, when they buy big, they can do a lot of damage. But this slow push onto A site is coming in from Esports Wales.
Obi's watching the angle.
He is, he will pick him up. Bank's going to get mollied immediately. Optimus is there, but QZAN is just 1850. He's unable to do the damage that's needed. And Snow and Dynamo just sharing the lion's share of the damage being put out by Esports Wales.
This is an early save once again.
Yep.
This is looking very positive for Esports Wales.
The money.
There is no money for this last, game-winning round that we're going to be going into after this. Bomb has been exploded. Very exciting stuff that round was for Esports Wales. Absolutely no challenge almost whatsoever taking that A bomb site, and that's what we need to see.
Yep, and you look at it from the perspective of the CTs. Arctic holding Optimus with QZAN with a P250. I get it in economy rounds, it can work, but when you've got a full 4-stack of T players running at you with head armor, body armor, utility, and AKs, that P250 can only do so much, and you're not going to be able to stop that push. Especially when you have Obi, who's literally checking every angle possible because he's learned from his mistakes. That he knows that this Arctic team like to hide themselves into corners. So yeah, that's a really good take. And the economy is there. I called it. They have no money whatsoever. We're seeing a smattering of utility between the CT players. They're going to try and hold B deep. Pillars is there.
Oh, I switched away from Matthew at the wrong time. Oh. Matthew
Paul's the
doing
anchor
work
man.
with this Beagle.
Paul just taking full advantage of that flashbang. And we're now left with Dynamo to try and do a 1v4. Not even capable of doing it, but at the same time, he needs to make a good decision here as to which position or which bomb plan he wants to go for. It looks as though he's going to head himself through Squeaky. Paul will be in earshot of that, though, and he'll start to make his players rotate up onto A. We can already see Spread kind of peeking out on angles, and Matty's there as well. Again, Matty, danger man.
At the start of that round, I seen Matthew pick up the Desert Eagle. I was like, right, I'll put the camera on him. Wait for him to do something. I was like, right, he's holding a bit passive. I'll switch off. As soon as I switch off, boom, headshot. Ooh, the timing. But no, we were saying earlier on a couple of rounds into the first half that Matthew is unreal with the Desert Eagle, and he's just proved it again for us there. Sadly, I think I missed the first shot, but let's see what Dynamo who's coming into this now.
Yeah.
Vec had the angle.
Yeah, he did indeed, and you can understand the logic from Dynamo why he's that position. It's advantageous for him to be able to take that spot as soon as possible, get Sewers out of the way. That way, then he's only really realistically got like 2 or 3 spots that he needs to clear before he can push onto site with the limited time that he had. One of those spots being barrels, the other position then also being under. But it's not really. Beck has got the advantage there from that. There's not much you can really do. That grenade is perfect, but Spread just sits there and takes it and manages to drop Ollie in the process.
We will be going into overtime if this match does go to 15-15. If Esports Wales do not close out this round, there will be overtime, and that will be certainly exciting to watch, especially with how close and knit this game has been so far.
That time in there from Dynamo and Paul. Paul is watching the position, and Dynamo just peeks out as Paul slowly fades away into the corner. Still quite an aggressive A-hold as well coming in from Arctic. The call-out's not being made as of yet to rotate down onto B, but they will start to come now as that smoke grenade lands on the spot. Dynamo perhaps giving a little bit too much away to begin with to try and get that rotation.
Peace the timing, Peace the timing.
Peace.
Unlucky there for Peace. He pulls out the pistol, starts to run as Matthew peeks from the planter there on Longers. Dynamo, how has Dynamo got into that position?
Dynamo literally just snuck up behind every single one of them.
That was
and then
dangerous.
Yeah.
That could have been absolutely abysmal for Arctic.
Look at this though, from that play by Dynamo, taking a player down on B side, that has Arctic shook up. They don't know which angle these guys are going to push in from. So they're now holding
They do now.
They do definitely now. They've seen the bomb and Spread and Matty make short work of that A push. But that opening kill on Dynamo, did you see the instant reaction from all the CT players?
Yeah,
they kind of went,
just ran to B. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is he on site?
Like,
why is he here? Run quick.
yeah. It was very much like, whoa, what just happened? How did he get there? But no.
So for anyone that doesn't watch CSGO, overtime, when a game goes to 15-15, non-matchmaking overtime games anyway, you get 6 rounds of overtime, well, potential 6, first to 4 rounds wins. You get 10,000 at the start of the first half, and then that's your money. You don't get any extra, except from obviously kills and loss bonus. So we'll see. Oh, wait, do ESEA do it different? I seen 16k though. I thought it was 10.
No, I see 16k as well. I know Faceit does 10k.
Oh,
but
interesting.
I
Okay,
don't know if the ESEA must run off different rules.
Yep, they proved me wrong, so I'll just stop talking before I get anything else wrong.
No, I'll be honest with you. I was with you on it.
Ooh, well, that's a lot of early damage coming into the Esports Wales side there. And look, again, Matthew is taking this forward position on Fountain, just watching from any push from the T's, but
Spread will get the open. Pete gets dropped down in the end there. Nice shot from him. OB, very nice. Flick onto Matty's dome there and just
in the smoke. No.
No.
Timing is not in Esports Wales' favour today, it seems. Spread is unreal with this all. 3 kills so far. tension in the air. You can feel it.
Yeah, you can indeed. It's got me speechless.
It's
Like I'm looking at it going, this is just, yeah. I mean, where do you go from an Esports Wales perspective? You
go Obi.
Spread, who's been pretty heavy at the moment with that, manages not to connect that shot, and Ollie will dominate Spread. In fact, as he pushes himself out of position on short A. So bomb's been spotted already because of Spread's peek out onto long A. So they know it's going to go A, so that rotate should be in a lot earlier than that.
Ollie, the timing, you should have seen that a lot earlier, but I'll give it to you. You got the kill.
Yeah. I mean, he did what he needed to do. He got the kill in the end, and OB's still stacked up on site, and he's waiting for audibles. You'll hear the scope in there, and Vec has no chance but to succumb to that AK shot to the side of the head. That was a good opening round there from Esports Wales. It was messy, it was sloppy, but got the job done.
That's all that matters in the end. Ollie is back up to 14,000. Wow. Is he back up to?
It's the opening kills that he's had.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think long. But
that peak again from Spread. 2 rounds in a row now he's done that. That is just disrespectful.
He's super aggressive. And as an OPA, like me as an OPA, I haven't played God knows how long. Entry more than anything now, but I'd never do that myself. I can wait for it, but fair play to the man. He is dropping players left, right, and centre. Vec will manage to get some decent slapping shots into Dynamo and prevents him from pushing through into Sewer.
We've I don't mean to interrupt the commentary we've got going on right now, and Ollie gets up a nice kick onto Vec on the barrels. But we do have a lot of spamming in chat of this doggy to help Ollie, so the typical CSGO viewers are here, spamming everything they can to help anyone they want. That's a nice spray, very close to actually taking out Spread in, actually QZAN in that, ooh. This is doable for Esports Wales now. 2 players on low HP. Ollie gets this bomb down, which he's...
Oh, Snow.
Oh, Snow!
Oh my god.
What are you doing? Oh, almost.
Oh, okay. Right, spam the doggo to help Ollie not get shot by Snow on the side of the head. Jeez.
Spam the doggy to help Ollie. Oh,
Ollie.
Snow now.
Not the best. Not the best decisions there. Snow in a 1v1. He just needs to keep
playing keep playing the pillar. Keep playing the pillar. Oh, nice try. Matthew does have the fuse kit, so that's going to come in with ease.
Ollie just went massive again, and you're like, it's just feeding the money into him as well.
Yeah.
To then spread that economy out through the rest of the Esports Wales players. Not that they really need it, because you look at Obi and him were just stacked with cash. And you flip onto the Arctic side of things, and the money is getting spent round after round after round because they're losing so many players. 16-16 now, again, ESEA from memory at least anyway, and I will probably get proven wrong, much like yourself, Jakey, is first to 6? No, first to 4?
I'd imagine so, that's how general overtime works, but you never know in these types of things, so...
I know it's 6 rounds, so first to 4, that's it, it's done and done.
Could be, yeah. But basically, first to 19 rounds wins.
Yeah.
If we
These
end up
guys are like round, back and forward. So
yeah. It could quite easily go to second OT.
Yep, indeed it
Look
could.
at this positioning from Dynamo. Why is my button not...
The man's got style, but he's not got that much style, unfortunately, and he'll peek out, make a little bit too much noise, and Vec will punish him for it. Unfortunate there. Oh, Ollie.
Switched away at that at the wrong time. Sad times.
Oh, Spread
does actually... refrag.
Yeah, refrag there from Spread. It's quite nice. Speaking about long games, casted one in summer of last year at Insomnia, and it went to OT5.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That must have been tough.
It was a little bit of a long one, but Spread, a little bit aggressive there, manages to make it work for himself. Gets himself 3 kills with the AWP, but does get dropped. And the switch up is there. Esports Wales now going into CT, and Arctic switching to T. Esports Wales did a lot of damage on CT in the first half. We're going to see that again.
Yeah, hopefully they can pick up the form that they had on the CT side and hopefully carry it over into this second half of this first OT. It's been a very closely fought match so far. It's actually been quite exciting to watch. You never know what's going to happen, and you never know what one team is going to pull out. And the close matches are what I love to watch and what I love to cast, because it is just so unpredictable.
Yeah, definitely. You get two evenly matched teams that face up against each other, and on paper, these two teams are quite evenly matched. Okay, their last matches don't really show the same quality that we're seeing tonight, from an Arctic perspective at least anyway. But they're both as evenly as they possibly can be coming into this game, and it's nice to watch. It's different to watch as well, obviously, from my perspective. I'm casting PUBG as well as CSGO, and the last game I casted was PUBG, so it's definitely very nice just to watch 10 players rather than watching 64 players and wondering what the hell is going on half the time.
Matthew really likes holding mid for this Arctic side. Every single round he's there. No matter whether it's T, CT, he's always there. It's absolutely... I love that one player has an anchor position and he just holds it.
It's nice to see it from a player's perspective like that. Oh, Q's at the end will drop snow as the opening rush on the side comes in. This CT is doing a little bit of damage, but not enough, and clear how get dropped. That bomb plant will come in. Let's have to Dynamo.
Oh, Dynamo at the time.
Dynamo, yeah. Would have wanted a little bit more work out there from Dynamo that first, but you will actually get back in the end. This is not that quick enough. Pete will get one on spread. Headshot coming in from Paul.
Oh, Pete!
Hey, Pete. What the hell just happened then? Pete just slapping Matthew around with USP. Again, I've mentioned this before. Someone needs to get Pete a new chair.
Oh, we've actually got a match pause coming out now, so I think Esports Wales might be taking a second just to calm themselves down. Arctic are on match and game point right now, so one more round loss and Esports Wales are unfortunately the losers of this game. But hopefully Dynamo can inspire his team to take something from this Arctic side and, well, take something from their first half of this game, which they were almost unstoppable on the CT side.
Yeah.
It's certainly looking bleak for Esports Wales right now, but we never know what's going to happen in CSGO. For all we know, Snow could just run up into water and get a 5-man right now. So you never know. It's just hoping for it, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can understand. It's too early to tell, essentially, as well, exactly is going to happen in this match. And you look at it from like an outsider's perspective. From what me and you have seen so far tonight, both of these teams could do absolutely anything. There is no predicting what both teams can do, unfortunately, because of how not random as such they are, but in the sense of how varied their playstyles are and how varied their holds, their defenses, how varied their pushes are on the side. Which is incredibly nice to see from a caster's perspective, at least anyway. But Arctic do need to do something here to secure the shrine out if they want to come away with it.
They are changing up what they usually do. They are going for quite a mid-hold here right now, as they're all pushing towards long, and Pete misses the opening shot towards these 3 players that are pushing him and just trying to stay alive. But Dynamo gets a nice opening pick onto QZAN in the connect position. They're not going to be expecting Pete this close, and yeah, unfortunately goes down.
You look at it from Pete's perspective, and he's just like, "Oh, there's only one. No problem." And then all of a sudden it's like, there's too many T's, and he's just running backwards. Very unlucky there from him. But
did Obi spot out the legs? Obi must have spotted those legs passing there in bounds.
Has to have seen them. massive see them now. Snow will get the first, but spread over Taunton get the trade off. That bomb is planted in a very nice position for Echo, but Dynamo is behind, and Dynamo is deadly as well at the same time. He'll get the opening pick. He needs to get banged, but he
and that is
won't,
game.
unfortunately. Yep.
Unfortunate for
That is
Esports
definitely-
Wales there. They started out strong, but they couldn't secure it going into the second half, and Arctic did exactly what they needed to actually close out that game.
Very unlucky there indeed. A very nice game to watch from everyone's consideration.
Oh yeah, it was
But
very
very unlucky.
entertaining.
Very, very, very unlucky there from Esports Wales.
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, again, it comes back to what I spoke about after the game on Friday. The second half just they seem to lose momentum. I think on Friday they went into the second half 9-6 up, so similar to today,
Yeah.
and they just lost the momentum, and they couldn't get back into it going on to that second half. But hopefully they'll take that away and they'll learn from it. Once again, they definitely improved this time around, which I like to see. But hopefully by the time when they play next, I think they're playing midweek sometime, at which I'm sadly working, so won't be here for.
I believe it's Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, from what Boone has told me, at least anyway. They've got 3 days to prep. Or let's say 3 days. 2 days to prep, not counting Wednesday, obviously. Wednesday being the day of. But I'm always certain they're going to want to watch that replay back. They're going to want to watch the demo and figure out what positions worked, what positions didn't work. Their CT first half, that was something to behold in all fairness. They want to repeat that if they possibly can. I'm not certain what map it is on Wednesday, but at the same time, a lot of what we saw from that first half CT of the run of 6-7 rounds more or less, that's quite easily transferable onto a number of different maps in this game.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me, Reaper Steve. A lot of chat have noticed, but the Esports Wales channel is now officially affiliated. We have seen a number of subs come in throughout the stream so far, so big shout out to everyone that has actually subbed. Everybody at Esports Wales do hugely appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure I appreciate you being here, Reaper Steve. It's really helped me being able to focus on the observing and jump in here and there. It's really, really helped.
Definitely, and I've just noticed that my Twitch Prime is up, and I haven't.
You've just used it, so there you go.
Yeah, why not use it? There you go.
Maybe that'll encourage a few more people in chat to, throw some subs our way. But,
yes, indeed.
Thank you very much, everybody in the chat. Thank you very much to Boone and Esports Wales to allowing us to cast and watch some amazing CSGO action this evening. And once again, thank you to you, Reaper Steve. Sorry, my head's all over the place. It's been a great stream, and I very much look forward to hopefully casting with you again in the future.
Definitely. You can catch me on a number of different casts at the moment. I'm a bit all over the place, but I will definitely look out for working with Esports Wales. Sorry, not Welsh Esports. What am I talking
Do check
about?
us out on Twitter.
Long day.
Do check us out on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are on the stream right now. And once again, thank you all for watching, and good evening and good night.
Indeed.